stepping with that pole. Been stepping with the reapers, I been snatching niggas' soul. Choppers popping, niggas roll raging. Can up old face, you trust that bitch, she share your location. Killer slow, got these hoes chasing, breaking hoes daily. Slow your roll, baby. All these bitches mad cause I won't cuff them. I'm a hoe, baby. Step, nigga, it's that take. Walk a nigga down, we gon' shoot him to his death. Yeah, watch a nigga squeeze on this tip till ain't nothing left. Now, hit, sticks, glicks, blicks, yeah, bricks, licks, clips, blitz, yeah, whip, switch, kicks, shit, yeah, hit.
I hit us Woody, I put a hit on Woody. Got niggas popping out like Janet Jackson titty Woody. I take the ops out of his family and his little Woodies. I still got blood on my hand, look like my pen exploded. I got that semi-loaded. I hit your ass up with that curry till you shimmy Woody. He had a gaddy, was the buffer, mom was finished loading. Couldn't keep his 2 cents to himself, I had to penny loaf him. I had to Kenneth Cole him. Hold up, bitch, I treat my Nina just like a gentleman. I treat a diva just like he anyone out on the cleavage. That's where it ended up. Got it too lead. I had to tend it up. I'm on sativa. I'm on the indica. I'm about that evil. I got the blicky tuck. I'm in a diesel. Okay, I got the blicky tucked. I'm in a diesel, revving the engine up. Okay. Shout out to Lil Wayne. Shout out to Lil Wayne, the greatest rapper ever. Are we listening to more music? No. Okay, so thank you so much to everybody who has tuned in. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but shout out and thank you to whoever let us know that there was a problem. This is Miss Mecca's Take for the people that have already been watching. I already been running my mouth, but shout out to you for staying tuned and still rocking after we had some technical difficulties. Okay, so when Montana comes back, we're gonna do just like a little Q&A. I may do, if you have any questions about or any questions for me, you can like just put them in the comments or call in or whatever you want to do. But right now we're gonna go into we just getting reacquainted, you know, catching up over the years. So I'm grateful and thank you, Montana, for agreeing to ask me some questions just to kind of get the flow going.
Well, Mecca, first and foremost. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl. I'm so excited to be here. Man, you know what? Thank God. But I was riding the car and the song wasn't even playing. And I heard Biggie Smalls saying, giving ends to my friends and it feels stupendous.
You know,
it's been awesome.
I definitely see, because it has been some years.
Yes.
And how did Miss Mecca's Take even like take off? Because
it did. So it took off. Like I said, it originated at a card game with my auntie's friend, Miss Charlotte. Shout out to my cousin. Oh my gosh, she gonna kick my ass for calling her my auntie. Okay, so quick little story. My mom was 15 when she had me, and she's one of the older, because my grandmother was one of the older, sisters out of my great-grandmother's, all of her children. So I grew up a lot of I'm older than some of my mom's first cousins. Like, it's my mom got a few first cousins that are younger than me, and the same with my dad. So I kind of grew up with them versus the people that were younger than me, because since my mom was so young, it took a little bit for my actual first cousins to grow up. So sometimes I accidentally call one of my mama first cousins my auntie, but it don't mean she old. It just mean that she feel like a auntie, you know. So
but
shout out to her.
In the black family,
yeah,
you know.
But she don't like nobody calling her auntie. If you my auntie, you my cousin, say cousin. But anyway, shout out to my beautiful cousin Natalie. Anyway, she invited me to a card game. I ended up meeting Lisa and Tonya. I keep wanting to say Tanya. I think it's because she spelled her name, different. But Toya. And we ended up going to Lisa's birthday party and getting on a party bus and all of that. They invited me to come and be at their show, the Condom Lady show, I believe, in Addison. And then I started doing my own show. When I got ready to leave, there was a lady at the front. I forgot what her name was, but she asked me if I would be interested in doing a show out there, because she said she felt like I had a good voice, you know, and she thought I might want to give it a try. So I started doing a show at Fishbowl. Mm-hmm. And I think at one point we were all at Fishbowl, right? Because weren't you there too?
For a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
I was there. I don't know if I was there when you were there, though.
Okay. But it was the after party radio show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, we started out as a show.
That's right. So then from that, when I found out that you were building your own station, I was like, oh, I want to go over there because, you know, it was a blessed opportunity, my first opportunity on the mic, and it wasn't a horrible experience, but it was just so much more fun to be just, we was so
We was.
professional and hood and
We
bright.
was at the same damn time. We was really
Okay,
was.
everything and everywhere.
And
We
I'm
was
glad to
everywhere.
have you back. And I see Mecca, not too much has changed. You still rocking the Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
Okay,
girl.
got the t-shirt going.
For life. I got more Lil Wayne t-shirts than I got real t-shirts.
I
The
bet.
people at my job, they be like, they know who Lil
I
Wayne
can
is.
only imagine, girl. I remember, just for the people in the back, like I got a chance to experience a Lil Wayne concert with you,
Yes,
and
girl.
that was fun. Cause you were like so Lil Wayne, and we had some good tickets.
We had some good tea. Shout out to Roby who got those tickets for us.
Yeah,
And
we had some good tickets. So I
yes,
was really happy about that. We went all the way to Louisiana.
baby, yes we
Okay,
did.
to
And it
see.
was so awesome.
And Mecca, one thing I do know is you're gonna travel to see some Lil Wayne.
I'm gonna travel.
Yes.
Yeah, got a vehicle, will travel. I'm gonna tell you something. I went to New Orleans literally for free because I gave up my seat when I came back. So when Lil Wayne did the Louisiana Fest in New Orleans, this past one in November, I flew out there for free because the when I flew from New Jersey seeing Lil Wayne, the people came and asked, well, they sent me a little message before I got there. They was like, how much would it cost you to give up your seat? I'm like, I don't have anywhere to be. So I just pushed the highest number. Well, I take that back. It was like 200, 300, 500, 400, something like that. I just picked 400. And so when I got there, they called me up to the front, and all I had to wait was for the next flight. They took us through Chicago for about 20 minutes, and then American Airlines put it on my phone. So when the Louisiana Fest came around, I already had a ticket.
Oh, that's dope.
I know, it was so awesome.
so dope.
It was so awesome. So and it's always good little experiences like that.
Now, Mecca, let me ask you, okay?
Okay.
We often hear, we growing up, you hear, birds of a feather flock together. Okay?
Yes.
Speaking of Lil Wayne, girl, I know you have been seeing, Miss Nicki, okay, Nicki Minaj. She has been turning up at Turning Point with widower Erica
Kirk.
Kirk,
Uh-huh.
okay, and she has seemed to, gone very much Republic. I don't know. I don't know what Nicki's doing. I'm a bar, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
I know you a Wheezy.
Well,
you down with the Wheezy. So I'm
okay.
just like, do birds of a feather flock together? Like, if Wayne did some of that, would it bother you?
Well,
Would it turn you away from his music?
first, Wayne don't flock with nobody. Wayne is a boss.
Okay.
I know, and that's serious. Wayne is a big boss over a lot of shit. And he's literally, instrumentally like, man, Lil Wayne undergirds and look out for so many people and that are on his label that just period. He could fill up a small church with the people that Lil Wayne take care of. So with that being said, he garners that respect, in my opinion, in the industry from the things that people don't see. I believe that there was a point in time and a level in Wayne's career from what I've watched where Wayne did, Nicki, she's Young Money. Nicki started beefing with Remy Ma. Wayne and Drake, they did I Changed It, and it was another song that they did. But at the end of the day, I feel like that the things that Wayne experienced with his label and having to level up and take care of his own stuff, it elevated Wayne, to a much higher level than I think people recognize. I see it because that's one of the things that you see when you do go to see somebody live and you in the first 4 rows, you get to see all that shit that's going on in the background. And Wayne is not a joke. He ain't never seen him be cruel or mean to nobody, but you can tell how the people moving around him. He's not that's why it's always funny when you hear people talk about why he didn't respond to this or this beef or whatever. Wayne, he far beyond that. We've watched him grow up in the industry, and he's like up there now, like not on no type of bullshit.
Do you think he responded appropriately though to Kenneth Lamar? Kendrick, I said Kenneth. I'm sorry, Kendrick Lamar.
I don't think Wayne responded to Kendrick
You
Lamar.
don't think he did at all?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he responded to him because, like I said, a beef is above Wayne. That Wayne's pay grade is above a beef. He's already established. There's nothing for Wayne to prove. Wayne came out here and did what he did and influenced all the people that he influenced because that's what he wanted to do. Everybody else doing it because he did it. He didn't have nobody before him. You know, I mean, of course, we had Pimp C, you know, and stuff like that. But, I mean, the way that Wayne, you know, went out there and did his thing, nobody else had never done that. It's so many things that nobody else had never done. So he's not, you know, as far as Kendrick Lamar is concerned, he like, nigga, get your money. That's the way I feel like he was thinking about it because that's the way he always seemed to be moving to me. Like, he ain't mad at nobody for getting no money. They not going to take nothing away from him. Nobody is going to say, hey, just like they have at them festivals, you got all of these people here, and I'm not taking nothing away from no artist. But Wayne is like more than an artist. He's an experience. So I've been to festivals before, and you got all of these well-known people, and I done been like, damn, I hate festivals because it be some people, I ain't never seen these people live before, and I want to see them. But it wasn't until I actually went to a festival that I seen that they might have this person on this stage and this person on this stage, right? And at the end of the day, everybody might like this person, might like their music, they might have a hit. But all of the people are over there at the stage to see Lil Wayne. Even because people are thinking about they want to see him for the first time. They want to see him live and in the flesh. Okay, we know such and such. Damn, he over here. But I feel like that's why they stopped doing them. In my opinion, I don't know. But I feel like because when I saw that, I felt bad. Like, I'm sorry if it wasn't finna be Wayne on the stage, I'd come over here and rah, nigga. But you probably want to come over here too. Just
Now,
come over here.
Did you watch the versus battle?
I watched a little bit of it. I did.
Oh, so you wasn't there for the whole thing?
No, I was kind of in and out just because I was grateful to see Mia X. So we came up on really everybody because Pimp C was doing music, you know, with Master P. So since Pimp C was doing music with Master P, actually every song, in my opinion, that you love that came from Master P and True and all that kind of stuff, in my opinion, shout out to Beats by the Pound, not taking nothing away from them, but that shit that everybody gonna start rapping at the party was produced by Pimp C. So that's why we were already connected, you know what I'm saying, with them. And Mia X, you know, we just love Mia X, so I'm grateful that she had that opportunity and that experience. That was a beautiful thing. It wasn't really disappointing as people to me about the Cash Money side, even though, you know, I love Wayne. I love what Wayne love. It's just that simple. But at the end of the day, the Hot Boy, I feel like that I'm going to say this. I wasn't shocked by the way that it turned out. I wasn't shocked because I'm already seeing how people are acting. And at the end of the day, if everybody pay attention, this is nothing but the same soup warmed over. It's just that now we've got social media, and unfortunately, people kind of take social media. Sometimes, in my opinion, I feel like, what are those people going to do for you? I mean, like, you said that shit and you got 1,000 likes, but...
Well, let me ask you this, because I'm going to be honest. I'm like lost in the sauce. What is the whole issue with Lil Wayne, the Hot Boys, Turk, BG? Like, what's the issue?
Okay, so I'm not a part of the camp, even though in my mind sometimes I think I am because I got so many uniforms, Young Money, but I'm not officially there, so I don't know. I can only tell you from being a fan for many years, I actually saw the Hot Boys. Wayne, okay, so at the it used to be a club. You remember New York, New York? Mm-hmm. They were at New York, New York. And I remember that was the first time I got an opportunity to see them live, and then, of course, over at the Starplex. And then, even meeting them and just seeing people. So I can only speak of what I've seen, honestly, which I really haven't been watching them because, like with everything, I'll be watching Wayne. You know what I'm saying? When he move, I move, just like that. If it ain't no a real reason to be looking at them folks. No shade to them. God bless everybody. I think everybody has something to offer. But I also feel like it'd be a little bit too much energy of feeling entitled sometimes, in my opinion. Like, 'cause I feel like people just didn't think stuff was going to go the way that it went. And so since, it's like a gamble. It's been a lot of people that didn't play their numbers that week, and they had the winning numbers written down. They didn't play their numbers that week, and they just got to keep on playing. You know what I'm saying? You just got to keep on playing. If you feel like that, you can either take it two ways. If you play these same numbers every week, but one week you didn't get a chance to play it, and so you end up, damn, this the year the time they call out your damn numbers. You got to make up your mind right then and there if you feel like that was for you or not for you. Because what is for you is for you. It ain't nobody else that can fuck with it. Period. Nobody else did nothing new up under the sun. Like, our whole belief system is built on haters trying to stop somebody that God had chose to do something. And it never worked. So what are we thinking about? Either you believe or you don't. Right. But it's not on anybody else. Nobody owes you anything.
So who is thinking that somebody owes them? Like,
I'm saying period, people in life, but I'm saying as far as the whole situation is concerned, my opinion is not just even the hot boys. I be seeing a lot of people that feel like that they, in my opinion, I be feeling like they think that they're supposed to have the same thing that Lil Wayne have. But
really?
Yeah, I think sometimes people be feeling that way. I'm not speaking directly about the hot boys because I don't know how they feel. I can only go based off of what I see. But sometimes it do kind of seem like that. People feel like that. I know this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I can have what he have. But everybody, what did that man say on? We were talking about Mark for Death last night, and you remember what Screwface said. Screwface say, everybody want to go heaven, but nobody don't want to go dead. So at the end of the day, man, if you gonna grind and hustle and grind and hustle and grind and hustle, tuck your chain or whatever you got to do and get out there in the sticks and then rebuild something, just stay at it, then do that. Don't talk about it. Don't just follow that. That's where I've gained a lot of success. Like,
so
not talking about nothing to no one. That's a very good place to be in business.
So EJ from Facebook, and he coming and he's listening and tuned in, and he said they can't have what Lil Wayne's got because it's not God's plan.
Absolutely. I do think that there are a lot I don't know. I feel like that everything.
But do you believe? Let me ask you this, and I get that, but do you believe, like, maybe not in that situation per se, but that there are gatekeepers? Do you believe in gatekeepers?
Okay, so I feel like that in this world, you're either a liability or an asset.
Okay.
And you can be a liability or an asset based on what the need is. And I think that everybody, a lot of times, unfortunately, like I said, I don't know. I think with everything, it's not about what you know, it's who you know. And, what the people that we have allowed to be in control, how they feel about it. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, the people that I truly believe are making a lot of decisions, we don't see those people, but they see us. Kind of like, you remember that Squid Games and all kinds of shit. Like, I feel like, people have this mindset that you can I can sit right here and call you on my phone. You can pick it up way over there, or even if you're in Houston or Jamaica or whatever, and you think anything on that phone is private, Like, people literally get on these phones, and it's really crazy because if you think about the whole, like, Instagram, Facebook or any of that stuff, like, you may not, and it just shows different people's levels of thinking. You may look at something, or somebody may look at something and they might not like it, right? But the data that's being exchanged on these social networks is being sold or being processed for marketing or whatever the hell they doing with it. That information where people have taken it to a level of, I'm going to look at your shit and not like it. The motherfuckers who own the shit know you looked at it, and they know how many times you looked at it. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what you only showing them. So when I say, yeah, I don't feel like that there's necessarily like gatekeeping, but like I said, based on people's actions that people say, I'm going to straighten up. That's the reason why I believe God. If it's not in God's plan, it's just not in his plan. I believe God, that God created me to be a wife, because I think about it all the time. And not only that, I grew up watching it, and I said when I was a little girl, that's what I wanted to do. And unfortunately, the men in my life, prior to now, which not unfortunately, because that was the way it was supposed to go, but, they want to be my husband now, and I don't want to be your wife. I just thought that we could do something, and you didn't think that fat meat was greasy, because a lot of times people are experiencing things for the first time, and they think it's a game because they out here running game until it's not. And then when the smoke clears, you standing there looking crazy and trying to figure it out. And I've been genuine since the day one. So that's why I don't have any regrets. And I can also be cool with you now because I was genuine from day one. I don't have, no desire to do anything else except for be my husband's wife and be Mecca. Bake my pies and cakes and, do whatever it is. I feel like my husband going to look at me and see where I'd be most valuable. I feel like he going to say, this is what we need to do. This is where we would really, really shine. And that's what we're going to work on.
Oh, I have to ask you, Mecca, because somebody, accused me of being this. I don't really, you know what? I don't really know what it means, but as I'm going to ask you this, I'm typing on Google, okay? Mm-hmm. But someone told me, and it made me think of this when you were, just talking about your husband. Mm-hmm. And that is, they told me, okay, so I got the meaning. So, okay, they said that I was male-centered. Okay. You said
what does that mean? Male-centered.
Okay, because that's why I'm gonna hit the bell on you, Mecca, because how you said.
I'm just like, what is male-centered?
Okay. Male-centered means prioritizing men's experiences, needs, or viewpoints as the norm, often marginalizing women and femininity seen in culture, media, and even personal validation. So it's just like, I guess the men are the center of your universe.
Right. That's why we were created.
Okay. So
that's why that's the whole reason why God created a woman. That he created a woman to be for man. It says it more than one time. Woman was created for man. So for you to feel like that men, that's exactly the way you're supposed to feel.
Okay.
But you're also you're probably
because it made me think of that when you were saying what your viewpoints, what you felt that your future man is expecting of you,
and I don't know what he's expecting of me. I'm hoping that
he doesn't want you to be.
Yeah, I'm just saying, not expecting of me, I don't feel like he have no expectation of me, because I feel like, not no expectation of me, but I feel like I don't really divulge too much into it because I'm not trying to get in his head or nothing, but I do feel like he'll know what to do with me. I feel like that part, that he'll know what to do. I'd have a lot of things in my head. I need to learn how to say no. I haven't really mastered that, and I think that at that point in time, sometimes you feel like that by doing a certain thing, things are going to go down. But I tweaked just a few things in my business this year, and things went all the way up. And it took a lot of courage for me to do that, because I had to reassess the value of the things that I was doing. And so I had to go back to my clients and talk to them about a pay increase. And I'm not going to lie to you, it was an uncomfortable thing, but the shift in the atmosphere was good for everybody. And I think that it's important that, we cross those hurdles. And that's also something that I honestly got, because I'm just like, I'll be somewhere and I'll be doing stuff. And once people learn how to do a certain thing, people realize that I know how to do something. Sometimes I don't even know that I know how to do it, but I don't turn it down. I don't turn the opportunity, and I just say a prayer, and then I just do my very best, and the shit be coming out good. But then sometimes it get good to people, and we get a little bit off balance because there hadn't necessarily been anything written down, because I haven't, and I don't know if I ever will, I haven't mastered having a stand-in. So I am everything. But it's just because I cannot find anybody who is wanting to conduct themselves in a manner, that keeps my business prestigious. I don't want to be common. I don't want to have to, every single client that I have right now, know the other person, some way, form, or fashion, or done heard of them. They say it's 6 degrees of separation, but I haven't had to post one time, and I feel like that if I ever posted an advertisement or a flyer to say what I do for people, people would think, bitch, you crazy. You not finna scam me. But people have me doing this. So it's like, it's not anything illegal. People just say, I want you to do this. Can you do this? And like I said, I want to fine tune it, because sometimes I'm thinking, well, damn, if I fine tune it and I start saying no, then I'm going to miss out on that money. You got to get that acting like a nigga ain't never had shit mentality out of your head. Just because you see a certain amount, just because you see a certain amount of money, especially in business, you got to tell yourself, okay, I deserve this. I work for this, and it's only get better. I seen myself saying, okay, well, I'm going to put this money right here and go touch it. And I feel like at that point, when you think like that, your mind started telling you and it started cutting it off. Because I had this guy tell me one time, this guy that I used to date, I had made a lot of money one Christmas on like cakes, pies, parties, whatever. And he said, did you count your money? And I said, no, I haven't counted it yet. I said, I just keep all the cash that I get in my baker's rack. I said, I haven't counted it. He was like, well, how you going to know if some come up missing? And it's so crazy, because at one time this guy had a lot of money, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, or say anything about his business or whatever, but he was making a lot of money every single day. But he counted it. He just got so focused in on it. And I'm not saying it's anything bad with counting it, but today he don't have money like that. And I don't really count my money, even when I'm giving money away, but I always have what I need.
Okay.
So it's like, I think it's just small little tweaks like that that make a difference. But you got to believe it. You can't be half, way in, halfway out. And you can't talk to people about it. Because the only thing, not that you're trying to keep a secret from anybody or gatekeep, but you have to protect things before you can build them sometimes. Because some people who already hell-bent on not having shit will come and tear down. They don't give a shit if you done built whatever you done built from nothing. They'll still tear it down just because they don't never want to have shit. So you come over here and not have shit with me. So I think that it's not necessarily about gatekeeping, but there are some people that will tear that shit down if they get a little bit too much information or access. So you got to protect the investment. And some people just too fucking, you know what I'm saying? They just too busy. Calm down, sit down, let God do some things for you. And, let that be the steps that you take to build your faith. So you can not. And my grandmother said to me one time, she said, when you get the best out of a man. And I said, when? And she said, when you act like you don't care. No, she said something, how you get the good, something like that. But I can't remember exactly how she put it. I just remembered at the end of the phrase she put, but you get the best when you mean it. Like, it's one thing to act. Anybody can act. But when you mean it, it's a certain type of energy that comes with that. And I think that, Excuse me. Okay, look, Seagram's. This was supposed to be my sweet lolly wine. I've been counting on this strawberry kick, so I don't like nothing to make me feel like I gotta keep. I guess I'm just talking more than I usually talk, so I'm not going to, I don't know if I'm even supposed to be putting Seagrams up here. Don't people be turning to the back? We can put them up here.
Yeah.
But anyway, I have been on a strawberry kick. I think I'm going to start selling my strawberry breads. I don't know. I made some strawberry bread for Christmas. Shout out to everybody who hit me up and with comments about the strawberry bread. That's my grandmother's recipe. And I enjoyed making it and passing it out to people. But what else did you want to ask me about?
So you know what? Speaking of, the holidays, let me tell you what I got for the holidays.
What did you get?
So Mecca, I do not like football. I don't know if you know this. I hate it. I hate it. Mainly because I didn't understand it.
Okay.
Okay. So
you don't have to hate it though.
Well, and that's not why I hate it.
I understand.
I hate it because the reason why I hate football is because Super Bowl Sunday is my birthday weekend. Yeah, I hate it.
Well, it's a lot more reasons to love football.
Okay, well, whatever.
Football done changed a lot of people's life.
Clearly, because let me tell you who life is changing. Karuchi Tran.
Okay.
Tran. Is that how you say her name? Mm-hmm. Baby. Okay, she been popping out with Dion. She been helping him with, his recovery.
Yeah.
And we saw her at the game, Shador. So that's what I was going to tell you. Is like, I don't like football, but I'm starting to like Shador.
Okay.
So I've been kind of keeping up with him a little bit. Mm-hmm. And in keeping up with him, you can't help but to see his daddy.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And then there go Karuchi. Okay. And you know what? An interesting story popped out about her that I wasn't aware of. I just want to get your take on it.
Yeah.
So she and Dion's ex, I don't know if she was a fiance or girlfriend, Tracy Edmonds, who was Babyface's ex-wife. Mm-hmm. So apparently Karuchi did some work for Tracy at one point, so Tracy done put her on to some money, and I guess Tracy may have saw that something was happening with Karuchi and Dion, and she asked Karuchi straight up, "Girl, is you on my man?"
That's not your man, though.
Okay, well, is you on Dion? And
you don't need to be asking about that.
And Karuchi said straight up, "No, girl, I would never."
They said they seen her having that conversation.
That's what Tracy said. Well,
oh, yeah.
Tracy and her homegirl, her homegirl's Claudia Jordan, and Claudia is like standing 10 toes down for Tracy in this situation. And so basically they're saying like Karuchi is not a girl's girl because basically she lied. She wasn't honest with Tracy about what was going on. And clearly something is going on with her, between her and Dion. Now, two takes on this, Mecca.
Okay.
First of all, so Dion is 58, Karuchi is 37.
Okay.
Okay. If your daughter, because I know you have grown kids, I know you don't have them that grown, okay? But they grown enough.
Yeah.
If your daughter came to you and said, "Hey, mama, I met this dude and he's 20 years older than me," what would be your response to that?
I would be so happy that my daughter was attracted to someone 20 years older than her.
Okay.
Yeah, I really would. As long as he wasn't no damn psycho, and I met him and he was a real man, which knowing my daughters, they not going to deal with anybody that's not,
So this could potentially, though, Mecca, I don't mean to cut you off.
It's okay.
This could potentially mean this dude is your age.
I'm not 58 at all.
Well, I said 20. Well, I'm saying 20.
No, I understand what you're saying, 20 years older.
Yeah, 20 years older.
I know what you're saying now.
So, this could be somebody your age. You don't care?
No. If it were somebody that was my age and my daughter was attracted to them and they were attracted to my daughter and they were a mature person, I'm talking about somebody who I feel like that I would consider a good man, I would be very happy about that. Because I feel like an older man, which is how it always was in the older days anyway, a man help finish getting a woman to being a woman. And I think that
That
you
is
know.
so interesting you say that. Because
Yeah.
that has also become a topic of conversation. So, do you remember a while back, Beyonce had did this? She was doing a birthday um, thing, like a speech or whatever for Jay Z, and she said in that speech that he taught her how to be a woman. And my thought was, how does a man teach a woman how to be a woman?
I think that he understands, to me, from my experience, um, my ex, I have an ex who finished teaching me how to be a woman. Um, I thought that I pretty much knew a lot of things and I had the compassion there, but he cared enough about me, and I think he's seen the sincerity in my heart of my desire to do well, that he just talked to me about certain things. And I mean, it may seem minor to other people, but it was just little things that I remember about, like how to stand. You know, he'd tell me, like, if we were in the store or something like that, and I used to think, I was so cute. And he used to be like, it was kind of one of those things. He would give me a compliment, but it would be in love, but he would also, like, give me straight. He'd say something like, he called me Fats. And he'd say, Fats, why you standing like that? You standing bad built. Let me show you how you supposed to stand. You stand like this, put a little space between your legs. He took his legs and put it and showed me. And then I used to have this shoulder bag, and I had the bag on my shoulder, and it was pulling the T-shirt to the side. He'd say, no, you got to, let me show you how to straighten your shirt up, how to sit. And then it was a lot of stuff going on,
So,
and
is that more so like, and this is the best way I can put it, like him like grooming you, like the way he likes to see women?
I think that whoever you choose to give a part of yourself to in any way should care about you enough to want to make you better. So I think that a man who does that for a woman is no different than a woman going and choosing a nice shade of lipstick that complements her face, or, choosing the right foundation or the right hairdo or something like that. I think that, beauty, a lot of people give people a hard time that wear a lot of makeup. I never was able to wear makeup, but I admire people that are able to do it. And my daughters, they know how to do makeup beautifully. Where they got it from, I don't know, but YouTube and everything, and them just being naturally too creative. But beauty is not created with makeup. Makeup only enhances the beauty that is already there. So a person might have blemishes, or they may have some discoloration, they may have something. But if a person can paint over their face and make it look beautiful, that means their face is beautiful. Minus the blemishes and everything, of course, that, take away from it, because scarring ain't beautiful on nothing. But I feel like there's somebody who really cares about you and sees themselves with you will care enough to pour into you and to help you be your very best self. And I look back on a lot of stuff that I used to think. He would tell me stuff like, we were the first couple that had our own place. And so all of our friends, like, we were 18 and we had our own apartment. We had 2 cars, and everybody was trying to do what we was doing. But I used to be thinking that, like, of course, he would have people that come over to the house, and I would hear somebody saying something that I felt like I could speak on or whatever, and I'd try to throw my little 2 cents in or whatever, and he wouldn't say anything to me, like, right there. But then later on he would say, when men are talking, just don't bust in, even if you feel like it's something that just, And so I feel like that's a natural trait. I mean, I feel like it's a nice trait to have. I still might interject in a conversation, but I remember years, many, many years later, I would be taking my son to the barbershop. And a lot of times men be in the barbershop talking, especially in football season. So I used to talk to my dad every week when my dad was single. But my dad have a woman now, so I'm glad he got somebody. But we don't talk necessarily every day, because I don't want to be talking to him every day. We talk about sports and stuff, but we used to talk more about sports when he was single. And he knows I'm a sports buff. My dad used to take me to the Texas relays. Every year it was our road trip we went to, and we would always talk sports. I was always into sports a little bit more. And my dad, like, He's seen LeBron James play when he was in high school. Like my dad right now can tell you who gonna be in the draft for the next 5 years. So I was always well rounded and informed about what was going on with sports. And I would go to the barbershop and take my son to the barbershop, and men would be in there talking, and sometimes they be lying, they be flat out wrong, but I would never say nothing. And so one time, my son's barber, I ended up seeing him somewhere else, and he was just like, I always just have so much admiration for you. And I said, why do you say that? He said, you just come in, you see us, bring your son, you smile. You don't never be on no bullshit. You just not trying to be seen. And it was something I wasn't necessarily looking from him, but it felt good to hear somebody say I was a breath of fresh air because I wasn't trying to act like a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So anyway.
So age, the 20-year age gap, no big biggie. Mm-hmm. So what about like I said, the fact that they're like basically saying she's not a girl's girl because she lied. She didn't keep it funky. Like, what you think about that?
I think that if he and Tracy were together all of those years, I think they both should have been very clear on the fact that this is just not your mate. And if it's not your mate, then, Karuchi's probably the one should be mad because you was holding her shit up with a nigga you didn't really want. Because y'all not together. But Karuchi, waited her turn. Evidently, they spent some time together. They like each other. And Deion Sanders, let me just say this. Deion Sanders is not just Deion. Like, everybody done got so comfortable with just saying Deion. That is prime time, okay? Basketball, two different, played for the Atlanta Hawks, played for the Dallas Cowboys, and played baseball. Like, Deion Sanders is a well-rounded, very, very talented individual. I feel like that if God let him still be on this earth, that, hey, I wouldn't say force nothing on nobody, but I feel like Deion Sanders is royalty. He deserves to have whatever he want. And if Karuchi want him and he want her, then everybody else need to go just put that energy into finding their person because they look happy.
Okay, well, take Karuchi out of it and take Deion out of it.
Okay.
Just the girl part. Like, what about it? You don't...
Girl, if that was your man, y'all would still be together.
But I get
that. Girls,
no.
I don't, no.
I get that, but I'm saying on the friendship part.
I don't have any friends that supersede my purpose, which is to be with a man. I don't need a friend. I got a friend and my husband, and we got children, and I know I have children. I don't know if my husband will have children, but hell, anybody who's got children out here who grown or semi-grown or whatever, hell, we're not necessarily their friends, but I got enough to do. I ain't got time to hang out with nobody.
But we hear this thing right here, right, where we say, okay, you had that dude today. But I'm always gonna be here. I'm always gonna be that person, even
Who
when
said
he's not.
that?
Like in friendships, like I heard that, like like
if that happens, like I feel like it's different levels too. It's not a one size. It's not a one size fit all.
Okay.
I don't think that men get enough credit a lot of times because if it's a friend around. Like if a man and a woman are together, or at least this is what I've seen. I haven't been all over the world in everybody's situation. But if it's a man, I've seen this particular situation before. I've seen a man mess with somebody's sister, and I've seen a man mess with somebody's friend. Now, the interesting part is that sometimes people hold marriage breakup, and this man never was going to take this woman serious because a man know when a woman's friends are shady. A lot of times he be the first one to tell you that ain't your friend if he really care about you. I know today it's a lot of relationships and people that are in relationships. I always think about I feel like that Jerry Springer movie. Did you see the Jerry Springer movie? So there was a Jerry Springer movie, and it was about Jerry Springer and about the show, and it focused on like 3 different contestants that was coming to the show. But it was one girl, and I think she's a comedian. But anyway, I want to say she is the girl who played I don't want to give the wrong name, but she looks very much like, if it's not her, the girl that plays the Marvel character. What's her name? Harley Quinn or whatever. That's with the Joker. Okay, so that's who she kind of looked like in the face. But anyway, it was like this Jerry Springer movie, and it was this couple, and they was in a trailer. And she had this one boyfriend. She was screwing her mama's husband. And her mama was practicing on how she was going to confront her on the Jerry Springer show. But she went home after she got through screwing her mama's husband and went in the house and told, Jerry, you don't get married. Okay, let's get married. They just got married, and so I think there's a lot of people out here, they have in situations like that. They're not in love. They're not thinking about bettering the person. They really looking for an opportunity to do something to the person. As we can see with all these people that's taking their own mates out. Like, how do you do that? And how do you not see that a person might take you up out here after the gender reveal with the baby still in you?
Well, Mecca, hey, Lucas McCain.
I am a fan.
Okay. He said that he definitely agrees with you that your friends should not dictate being, who you're going to be with.
No. I don't think so at all.
That's all the more reason, in my opinion, why she should have been honest with her. Like,
I don't think she should have been asking her. I don't think it's any of your business. I think she was being respectful to Tracy, but really, I feel like to say, girl, nah, is 1-800, get you some business. Because what are you going to do? What are you going to do with that information? As a matter of fact, you've been knowing him probably before I was alive. Is Karuchi. She 20-something?
37.
37, okay. 37. She looked really good for her age. I thought she was in her 20s. Hey, listen, 37 years ago, wasn't Tracy with Babyface? Wasn't before Karuchi was even born? So, no. You can call Dion. You've been knowing Dion. You and Dion been on Earth longer than me. If I was Karuchi, that's what I would have told her. You and Dion have contact information. If you got a question, direct it towards him. But you're not going to do that.
So she can't woman to woman you.
Who the fuck? I don't need a woman to woman what? Bitch, please. A woman don't give a fuck about woman. Let me tell you this, and we're talking about women. A woman is the most evil creation. That's the most evil thing that God ever created. So hell no. I don't, woman, friend, that is some bullshit.
Why are we the most evil thing?
We are the most evil thing that God created, the female.
Why?
Because everything that was scandalous is connected to us. That's why. Starting with Eve in the garden. She messed that shit up. Samson and Delilah. All kinds of, the list goes on and on. Even Jesus' mama Mary was on some BS. Jesus was out here trying to feel it out. He's coming to the point. He's getting ready to do something. A female, Mary, runs up there. When she overhears, nobody didn't ask Mary to get any more wine. She just overheard the people saying that they was out of wine. So she said, well, go and tell my son. And she went and told him. And then Jesus was like, woman. That's why Jesus called her. He didn't say mama. He said woman. My time haven't come yet. Why are you doing this? But now Jesus is a gentleman. He don't want to make her look bad. So he say, okay, keep the party going. But listen, don't think you're going to keep on doing this. That's why when she ran up there and Jesus was preaching and he was out in there preaching to the people and a woman came and told Jesus, your mother is outside. Jesus said, who is my mother? She can't just pull up and disrupt the party. She gonna have to get in line like everybody else and don't disrupt me anymore. And a woman yelled out to Jesus when he was preaching once and said, God bless you. God bless the womb that carried you. Jesus shut her right down and said, better yet, blessed are those who hear the word of God and abide by it. Girl, you talking about who somebody was in somebody's womb. I'm trying to save your soul. So females complicate things, and that's the reason why it's important that we follow it. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes that's the reason why I wonder how I'm here at this time, because the shit seems so crazy, but I feel like I heard the Holy Spirit say to me that your confusion, Mecca, and not being able to see how this could ever get right is just the stage I need to display my glory. And I think God is going to shock me and the world because everybody's conducting themselves like it's all gone, and it's not. It's far from over. So that's just what I feel about that. I feel like that at the end of the day, anytime women, and another thing too, women don't particularly like each other. They tolerate each other, but they don't particularly like each other to the point to where it's not going to be like, girl, can you pray for me? Yeah, I'm going to pray God do it for me and you. Why don't you just pray for me? Why you got to be in it? You don't think God going to forget about you and you the one who sent the prayer up there? He going to forget you sent it? We don't need to add you into it, but you don't want me to get an inch ahead of you. And girl, please, I'm not even looking at you. But that be the downfall of a lot of things. That is, in my opinion, what has happened to our children, what has happened to everything. Women. Anything they get their hands on, they mess it up.
Boy, Mecca, we could really go deep one in that, but I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna touch it today.
And I mean, and I'm a woman and I love being a woman, but I also recognize things about myself because I understand how I have to even temper and tame myself because I'm a female. If somebody say something out of line to me or do some little slick shit, like, man, having a daily relationship with God will give you a level of clairvoyance that requires discipline because you start seeing shit that people don't think that you're able to see. And so you have to discipline yourself not to speak on everything that you see, but you still see it. So with that being said, it's like, I know for a fact it be too many times where just for no good reason at all. And the only explanation for it is that you're out of line. Like I quit my job today because this lady couldn't get her ass somewhere and sit down. Quit fucking calling me all the goddamn time. And I sent a message to her to say, I typed it up, but I didn't type it. You are about to lose the privilege of being able to call me. You're going to have to call me through somebody else if you call me one more time because I've told you my family is bereaving right now. We got a lot going on and you keep calling me about some training that's a year old. Ride me like Seabiscuit. Every time I look around, she's calling me, asking me about it. And then she sent me a message today and said, and this was pretty much the straw that broke the camel's back because I said to myself, after she sent me the message, I was about to respond to her. And then I was like, you know what, Mecca? Your time is up here. And you know it. I didn't want to leave them high and dry, but I feel like they got it now. Is somebody there? They got somebody to cover. I feel like that, you know what I'm saying? They got it because you're not going to send me no message telling me about I got to be in a training. This is just a friendly reminder. Now, if it had been a mass message that came from the entire company, then that would have been one thing. But you're going to send me a direct message after I done sent you a long message yesterday, briefly telling you, after I've already told someone else about the death that we just had in my family, a shocker out of the blue that happened that shocked us and flipped our goddamn. Everybody was talking about what we're going to do for New Year's, and now they planning a funeral. So, bitch, I told you this. And so you gonna sit up here today again and send me a message and say, this is just a friendly reminder. She was already on the phone talking about this training that she needed me to get done by January the 15th. They scheduled me for the training, but they didn't schedule me for both days. So I thought I just needed one day. Really don't need no days because this is a waste of goddamn time because I'm on the floor and nobody ain't doing this shit. So I'm looking at it backwards because I've already been here for a year. If this was the training I was supposed to take in the beginning, nobody's doing this. So why are we in here spending time with it? But I understand liabilities. At the end of the day, a lot of that training and shit is just so, I'm not saying that was the case with them, but I've worked in human resources before. I've worked for attorneys before. And I know a lot of times paperwork protects people money. So I don't know if that's why she was riding me or what, because you wanted to try to come up with a way to be able to fire me. I wasn't never going to even apply for no unemployment. I just said I was going to rock with them as long as they was rocking with me. And I was grateful for the opportunity and the perks that came with it, but I don't need anybody texting me when I'm at a funeral home talking about, this is a friendly reminder of the training on January the 15th, and failure to attend, I'm giving you however many weeks, and failure to attend will result in disciplinary action. I felt like Ike Turner. I said, disciplinary. Don't threaten me with a good time. Bitch, don't nobody threaten me. Not you, not anybody. I am a mother. Don't you dare think you're finna threaten me with discipline. I'm a disciplinary. I don't get discipline. If your ass gonna do something, if I don't show up to this training, do what the hell you gonna do. But don't tell me no damn disciplinary action might occur. And then when I seen her today, because I ended up going there for a meeting, and I didn't know if she was gonna be there, but she was there. And every time I look at her, she look off, because I sent her a message back and just said, I just want you to know I feel like this message is very disrespectful and rude and out of order. And then she sent me a message back and said, oh, I'm sorry, Mecca, you're right. The wrong time, and I sincerely apologize because I forgot. How are you the manager and you forgot that someone who was like a mother figure in my life died, but you didn't forget to keep riding me about this goddamn training? That's the shit you need to forget, because we already talked about it. And then you're going to tell me disciplinary action may follow. And then I come to the meeting, I break away from, I'm on vacation, but I break away and come down there. Okay. I feel like y'all might see this one day. I hope y'all do. I'm not on vacation. I'm on leave to work my business for the holidays per the agreement when I started. But, but you're calling me over and over again. That's disrespectful. I don't have to talk to you for free. That's for one thing. Y'all not paying for my phone. I'm not a supervisor. You keep calling me, writing me about training. I had to tell what happened with my brother's mother-in-law to two different people that was uncomfortable for me. Why you two bros who I always see together couldn't talk about it. But now you got to call and ask me like you didn't know, even though I have a message from the other lady saying she was going to tell you. So now you're telling me, I see you today, and this was the last straw. You, if she would have walked up to me and said something, then that would have been okay. But she didn't. I don't want to work for anybody like that. I want to leave peacefully. I want to leave with my good name and move on. I don't want to cancel myself out from being able to ever work for that company again, even though I don't really see myself really going into it, because I'm not trying to be funny and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but bitches in the workplace be obsessed with me because I don't talk to nobody. But bitch, you don't realize this is the only time I get a chance to sit down. So I got my headphones on, catching up like anybody who see me on Instagram. That's when I'm most active on Instagram, when I'm at work. That's the only time I'm sitting still. And I mean, I don't not do my job to be on Instagram. I mean, I was a PBX operator, so I answer the phone when somebody calls. So, of course, I put that to the side and give them my full attention. Future employers, if you see this, I'm a professional. I don't have any reason to not do what I say I'm going to do. But the fact that she had to follow it up with the disciplinary action may follow, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. First of all, your ass don't need to be the boss. That's number one. Number two, if you think I was lying about something else I ever told you, then you need to just say that, because that's what you're insinuating by threatening me, by telling me about this meeting. Because I've never lied to you. I've told you everything that I'm doing. And I said that. Now, the manager that I first interviewed with and I discussed my business, which I did not know 2025 was going to do like it did. Like I said, I didn't have no idea. It was all God. And I'm not saying they can kiss my ass because my business is going well, because I'm not on that type of high horse. But I do know that when people are mysterious and people do come in and just do their shit, people feel like it's their job to investigate them. Because the reason why I feel like her being in that position, when the other man who used to be in that position had been there the whole entire time, and if he did feel some type of way, he never said anything to me. Every time he see, hey, Mecca, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you too. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for doing a good job. It reminds me, speaking of football, so my son used to be on a little Pop Warner team or whatever, Little League football. And one time we was at this game in West Dallas, and this was the first time I seen a female referee. She was a female officiator, you know, people who wear the little black and white stripe. These kids was like 6 and 7 years old. We was out there. The damn game had lasted 3 hours. They let her referee the Pee Wee, and she acting like Pee Wee was NCAA. Okay, every 5 minutes. We know you know this shit. But let these kids play. They not gonna never leave here. The coaches had to go out there and tell her, baby, you can't call everything. But she was so busy trying to prove was able to do it. And I think that that energy and that drive that God gave us to want to prove something is great, but is misplaced, because we should be trying to prove that we can raise a healthy child. We should be trying to prove that we can hold a family together. That's where that energy belongs, not in you calling me all goddamn day because you want to know what I'm doing, and evidently you don't believe I'm over here running a business, even though I done told you 3 times. You can't calculate in your mind that my little black self is running a business that would occupy me to where I either don't have to be here or I might not be able to take your call. That doesn't, like what did Justin Bieber say? It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking. So I'm going to have to remove myself because I already let somebody trick me into, you know, messing up my name with a company. And I put too much damn good work into serving people and being very sweet and hospitable. People have written letters about me and how well I treated them. And I don't need my name attached to no bullshit. But when a bitch like that get on your heels, you got to move around. And thank God I got somewhere to go. I got my business that I can lean on, that I'm just going to hone in on and work hard, you know, and I'm going to work hard on my content for a podcast. And I'm just going to move, because that type of shit, these broads are not, they got all of these women that want to climb the corporate ladder, and that's great. But when it turns to the fact when the female comes out and you on a road, you want to destroy shit just because you can, that's the reason why you weren't chosen to be the head. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Because she done ran me off. And I wasn't even doing anything. But you feel like you got to call me every day. You the one only been the manager over here. We've been rocking just fine. You just came over here to be the manager. Congratulations. But you don't have to run in trying to prove shit, trying to change shit. Just be. Be a nurturer. You know, a lot of times in these hotels, and I'm not going to even talk about some of the shit that, you know, goes on behind the scenes, because some people are aware of the hotel that I worked at, but these young girls could use some grooming. They could use you mothering them. You in here, you, girl, it's too much for you that I'm working for you, and I do respect you, and I'm older than you. But that's just because my success does not lie in outdoing you. My success lies in getting everything that God had for me in this life. And every single day that I jump out there and trust him and do something new, he reward me greatly. That's why I'm not concerned. But that don't make sense to people who not thinking on that level. So they'll just be fucking with you. And so I don't want nobody fucking with me, because like my granny used to say, you know, who you are is who you are. I pray to God I never have a physical altercation again. I don't ever want to get physical with anybody. But Lord in heaven knows it's in the past. And I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to put that in the atmosphere. But if I ever got a hold of somebody's ass in high school, in the neighborhood, they knew it. And they didn't come around that mountain again. But I was also carrying a lot of shit, you know, with my mom. And, you know, my mom, when she was in her addiction and losing my grandparents early and all of that kind of stuff. But I don't want to have to do anything like that. But when people that's the reason why you should leave people alone. I see stories and I feel bad when people have been deleted off this earth and they left children behind. But if you watch those true crime stories, somebody, if you really care, and if you really care about them babies like you say you do, somebody, somewhere, need to tell some of these folks to sit their ass down. And they probably wouldn't be going through the shit they going through or being deleted. Because you don't know what a person got on their mind. You don't know what a person is capable of. I got kicked out the crime group in my neighborhood because there was a young lady down the street and this man came in our house. Their house had been broken into 3 times. Her dad took her to the shooting range, and when he took her to the shooting range, he, taught her how to shoot, and unfortunately, she ended up taking somebody out. And we in the Crime Watch meeting, and the lady wanted to tell me, well, she could have shot him in the leg. She didn't know where she was shooting him. But how about we go back to where she got to be a sharpshooter, even though that ain't her hobby, to he shouldn't have never been in her house. And I told them, ladies, I don't know who you're trying to protect, but whoever it is that you got on your mind that you feel like it's supposed to be okay to come up in somebody's house, please don't let them come to my house, because they're a dead dog if they come in there. And this lady sent an email talking about Mecca is on violence. We need to get her out immediately. We need to vote her out immediately. And I came back. I said, I love everybody in this circle. I'll remove myself, but I meant what I said. So anyway, on that note, we wrapping it up. I thank you for this opportunity. I look forward to coming. Thank you for everybody who commented. I appreciate it so much. For everybody who tuned in and commented, I appreciate it so much. And if you will have me, Montana, I would love to be back here live next week on Tuesdays for our 2 Real Talking Shit on a Tuesday, okay? Every Tuesday. Meet me right here at the After Party Radio. And follow me on Instagram if you want to. If you love Lil Wayne, don't come over there with no bullshit. I'm not okay? But if you like Lil Wayne, my fan page, that's actually my page, because it's not a fan page, it's a page of a fan. A lot of great highlights, every single recording that you will see on my page at Miss Mecca's Take on Instagram, I recorded with my own camera. Okay, so you see Lil Wayne on there, I recorded it with my own camera. And shout out to him for never stopping and saying, ma'am, could you please just let me sing my own song? Because I didn't hire you to back me up. But shout out to him. Lil Wayne is a gentleman and the greatest rapper ever. Shout out to beautiful Dallas, Texas. I didn't talk enough about how beautiful this is. We'll get into it next week. And also how blessed and privileged I feel to be in Texas. Texas is where everybody who is anybody retires. And the Lord lives here. So anyway, on that note, shout out to everybody else. But Texas is the best. Good night. I'm supposed to say good night.
I got hitters with it, I put a hit on with it. Got niggas poppin' out like Janet Jackson, titty with it. I took the op out in this family and these little woodies. I still got blood on my hand, look like my pen exploded. I got that semi loaded. I hit your ass up with that cover till you shimmy with it. He had to get it, was still buffering, mine was finished loaded. Couldn't keep his 2 cents to himself, I had to pit it over him. I had to Kenny call him. Hold up, tell him about you, my Nina, just like a gentleman. I treat a diva, just like she anyone on the cleavage. That's where it ended up, got a 2 liter. I had to tip it up, I'm on sativa. I'm on the indica, I'm by that evil. I got the blick attack, I'm in the diesel. Revving the engine up, I'm with a Beezer. This was a hit. Sticks, clicks.